is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are committed to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, today's topic is going to be about Kaitlyn Clark, and I'm encouraging black people who are inclined to jump in and try to take up for her and try to advise other people about how to treat her, to leave her alone, let her get out there and compete and win her stripes just like everybody else. Well, before I get to that, I want to shout out to the black women mostly who built the WNBA into what it is now becoming. The people who had to take the poor accommodations, the joking and mocking that goes when black women try to do something. I want to give a big shout out to them, because I believe the WNBA now is ready to come into its own. They have found a star that they want in Kaitlyn Clark, and I don't think it's an accident that Kaitlyn Clark and Angel Reese are becoming the face of the WNBA. And I think that's intentional, because in the case of Angel Reese, she's really a girly girl, and I believe that they want to make the WNBA look a little bit more feminine to make it more palatable to the American public. And to give context, it is rumored to be heavily LGBTQ. Some say as much as a third of the women are LGBTQ, and at least one left early because she said 98% of the WNBA is LGBTQ. But it just appears that they're trying to change that image of the WNBA. But the women who came up on the rough side of the mountain of the WNBA and made it into a league, these women are the champions of the WNBA. And now the WNBA is a real league. A league that seems to be ready to go to the next level, and they deserve it. They really deserve it, because they have hung in there for 28 years. It was founded in 1996, and there has been gloom and doom and people saying that this is going to be the last season of the WNBA, but they've kept it going. They've kept it going, so they deserve applause. And this brings us to Kaitlyn Clark, a very good basketball player who has proven that she'll get out there and scrap with the best of them. So she's a good face to add to the WNBA. Now, that's two things I want to say. Number one, Kaitlyn Clark appears to be a heterosexual woman with a boyfriend whose father is actually the men's basketball coach at Iowa. So she's with a well-connected family in Iowa. Now, if it's true what the women have been complaining about in the WNBA, they're not going to bother Kaitlyn Clark. They're not going to bully her. I don't care what they think. They're not going to bully her. This is a white girl, and they have built her up and hyped her. This hyperbole is just really off the charts for Kaitlyn Clark. So if she's going to come in and be the new face of the WNBA, it will really change, because they're not going to bother her. According to some of the women, they have been bullied. And then with Angel Reese pulling up the rear, I think that it's important that Angel Reese, because see, they'll mess with Angel Reese, if it's true. They'll mess with Angel Reese, but they're not going to mess with this white girl. Angel Reese is also in a heterosexual relationship. Her partner plays football with the University of Florida, Florida State, or one of those Florida universities. So these are two good representatives for the WNBA. Now, the second thing I wanted to say about Kaitlyn Clark is that black people who are inclined to talk about how much they love her and what a great basketball player she is, I would just like for them to restrain themselves a bit and let her go into the game and win her stripes like everybody else. It seems like everybody is rooting for Kaitlyn Clark. this is a white woman, and I hear black men, they just, oh, everybody just loves Caitlyn. Everybody thinks it's about Caitlyn. Well, I really don't hear that about black women basketball players, especially the ones who came before. And there were some good ones out there now, and there were some good ones that were drafted. Because, see, white people are going to do what they need to do for Kaitlyn Clark. They've already done it. When they realized she wasn't going to be making as much money as Steph Curry and LeBron James and all those people, they started complaining right away about the 76 or however many thousands of dollars she's going to be making for 4 months of basketball, pretty much what everybody else is making. They started complaining about it. And the next thing we knew, what did she have? She has an 8-figure contract with Nike. So she's going to be just fine. And now this is the reason I'm saying this. So here's this nigga named Bomani Jones warning WNBA fans against Kaitlyn Clark hate. So already he's concerned about Kaitlyn Clark. And she hasn't even played a game in the WNBA yet. So this says that during March Madness, many tried to hold up the undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks or other star players like Juju Watkins as worthy magnets for media attention. But even South Carolina head coach Dawn Staley claimed this week Clark is the sole reason viewership soared for the tournament. Yes, because she was hyped. She is a good enough player that she deserved media attention. But white people are always looking for the great white hope. And since they haven't been able to find it in white men's athletics, they're going to take this white woman. And Dawn Staley is class personified. She wants to coach her team and win. And I don't think she cares what anybody else says. So I went through this article. These two are on a podcast. And the one on the left is Bomani Jones. And I guess he's a sports commentator. And he is talking about the rise of Kaitlyn Clark and the WNBA and how the media is focusing on Kaitlyn Clark. And they are going to focus on her until they see what kind of game she has and what kind of athlete she is. I don't see anything wrong with focusing on Kaitlyn Clark. But when you're a black sportsman or sportscaster, it's your job to hype up the black women or the black men if you want them to be hyped up. Because white people are going to do their job. They're going to do what they have to do for their people. I noticed with interest a few weeks ago when Angel Reese's name came up that a big conversation centered around her looks. Now, white people will try to drag that black person down every time to build the white person up. I don't care how good the black person looks and how bad the white person looks. When they have a choice, they're going to pick the white person. And that's expected and even accepted among black people. The problem comes in is when black people choose the white person. That's how come black people are pissed off at Gayle King right now. Because she going to sit up there and talk about she was rooting for Kaitlyn Clark in front of the black woman who won. I mean, how loosey-goosey and disconnected do you have to be to say something like that? Now, there has been quiet discussion about Kaitlyn Clark's looks, but nothing to the extent of Angel Reese. Angel Reese was in the swimsuit edition of Sports Illustrated magazine, and that's really all you have to say about her looks. So it's down to the wire now for Kaitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. Now it's all about how they're going to perform and how they're going to fare in the WNBA. This is an exciting time for them, and I'm really rooting for both of them because I want to see that league prosper and thrive, and I want to see those women succeed, because when we look at black women, black American women, sports is one of the ways that they are changing the narrative about how the world speaks about and how the world looks at black American women. I want Kaitlyn Clark to drive up as much ratings. I want her to get as many eyeballs on that game as she possibly can. And I want black women out there playing their hearts out so they can get their recognition too. But when the rubber meets the road is when they play in the games and we see who ends up winning. In the meantime, it would be nice if black Americans could employ the directive that our parents gave us as children. Don't say anything negative about another black person in public. Okay? We can just try. I know many of us can't do that, but you can at least try. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.